Reflets d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, the Breaking News.
Good evening, dear televiewers, and welcome on the Flash Info on Reflets d'Afrique Television. Yombi Opango, Congo's ex-president, dies of COVID-19. Jean-Jacques Yombi Opango is reported to have died at the age of 81 in a Paris hospital. His family confirmed that he had underlying health conditions before contracting the virus. He served as president and prime minister in the Central African country. Yombi Opango was president of Congo-Brazzaville from April 1977 until he was toppled in February 1979 by the country's president Denis Sassou Nguesso. He spent years in prison till the country introduced multi-party democracy in 1991. He served as prime minister under the government of Pascal Lissouba between 1992 and 1997 until a civil war broke out in 1997. He went out into exile in France before being allowed to return home 10 years later. Abidjan cuts links with world to break COVID-19 infection chain. To break the chain of the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19, the authorities in Côte d'Ivoire have banned all entry into Greater Abidjan beginning at midnight on Sunday, literally isolating the economic capital from the rest of the country and the world. The isolation of the Greater Abidjan, which was originally planned for Thursday and then postponed on Sunday, comes 1 week after the closure of the country's land, sea, and air to all forms of traffic aside from those of goods, which will have to be carried out subject to health control. To supply Greater Abidjan, including its main district and its suburbs, the Ivorian government is planning humanitarian and security corridors that will be opened to meet the specific needs of managing the pandemic. The ban on the movement of people between Greater Abidjan and the interior of the country, however, does not cover movement within Abidjan, its suburb, and the movement of goods within the national territory. Those wishing to enter Abidjan will have to have exemptions issued by the Ministry of Security and Civil Protection and by the prefectures of the interior of the country, a system designed to filter entry and protect the population. Last weekend, the Ivorian Ministry of Health and Public Hygiene, which has announced 300 new hospital beds that contain COVID-19 when needed, said it had also set up health checkpoints around Greater Abidjan. A few days ago, the Ivorian head of state declared a curfew in view of the fact that the public has not been respecting sanitary measures concerning COVID-19. This is to discourage mass gatherings during the night in order to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. The country, which confirmed 25 new cases on March 29, has recorded its first death. With an estimated 165 cases, 4 have been declared cured. The authorities continue to introduce multi measures to further confine the population. President Alassane Ouattara has enacted 21 health security measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus disease. Cameroon's COVID-19 cases move up to 192. Cameroonian's Minister of Public Health has announced that this Tuesday morning, the total number of the confirmed COVID-19 cases has moved up to 192. This is an increase of 51 from the previously reported 142 cases. According to Dr. Malachi Manauda, those who tested positive are amongst 94 travelers who were placed in quarantine and screened overnight. The health boss added that though 24 tested negative for COVID-19, 19 of their samples would be rescreened. He used this opportunity to once again urge Cameroonians to stay home as long as possible to bar the way to the dreaded pandemic and save lives in the process. Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari on Monday signed the COVID-19 Regulations 2020 to declare COVID-19 as a dangerous infectious disease. A spokesman said the regulations will be effective started March 30, 2020, also gave legal backing to the various measures outlined in the President's national broadcast on March 29, 2020, such as cessation of movement in Lagos, FCT, Ogun State, and order towards containing the spread of the pandemic in the country. The government's chief lawyer, Attorney General Abubakar Malami, dismissed a reported legal challenge on the propriety of Buhari's lockdown orders of March 29. He said the Quarantine Act empowered the president to restrict movement when a dangerous disease breaks out. According to lockdown rules, Nigerians can still perform online transactions and use ATMs during these restrictions. Exceptions is granted financial system and money markets to allow very skeletal operations in order to keep the system in light operation during the pendency of these regulations. The spokesman stressed, meanwhile, the official tally in the country has risen to 131 as of March 30. 20 new cases were reported, 13 in Lagos, 4 in FCT, 2 in Kaduna, and 1 in Oyo State. Lagos now counts 81 of the overall infections. Thanks for watching, dear televiewers. Respect the hygiene methods given by the government. Stay home and continue saving lives. Stay blessed.